we're asked quite often how we get the information for the Croft histories, and especially for the early part of it, the if you like, pre-Crofting history in some areas. And I've taken one that ran pretty well, but the one for North Dell it is, and looking at the sources we use. Now, in Lewis, there are some very early sources, 1716 and in the 1720s. They don't give details of all the people there, but just who the farmers are, that sort of thing. And of course the Morrisons were in North Dell. But it started to get interesting, I think, about 1754, when Seaforth decided that he wanted to find out what rent all the farmers were collecting from their subtenants. And you get like this from its witness is Murder McKean with Keely Challam. And of course this is before surnames were in use except for the posh people. So Murder McKean with Keely Challam, Murder the son of John, the son of Malcolm. Then to North Dell, a married man aged about 40 years, so born about 1710, is examined as to what rent he pays to the said Donald Morrison, the taxman. And he says that there's 10 tenants, each halfpenny of land, I'll come to that in a moment, pays 24 marks, and also pays a weekly day's services working for the farmer, a peck of meal, a cock and a hen, and a coil of heather rope. So some of the rent paid in cash, some paid in labour, and some paid in goods. The penny land is a remnant of the old Norse measure of land which was worth being taxed at the amount of 4 pennies. And a mark was 2/3 of a pound Scots. A pound Scots at that time was worth about a 1/12 of a pound sterling, so you can work it out. So it gives you that sort of information about the land itself, but not much about the subtenants. You get detailed rentals from then on, but the next one that's of interest to me is in 1792, there's a list of persons in Ness, not just of tenants, but of persons. And that actually gives the names of the subtenants as well. I don't know if you can see the sort of thing there, but the names are still in semi-Gaelic. Murder Morrison, because he's the boss. Malcolm McCandrish. McCandrish was the old Gaelic name for the McFarlands in that area. Callum Borrell, presumably just with Callum who came from Bor, and names of that type, and the number of people in the household. So you get the bits of the early history coming in from that. And even better when you come to 1819. Lady Seaforth she was both religious and a bit prudent with her money. And she decided to give a Bible to every household in Lewis, but to make sure there was somebody who could read it first before she bothered. So for most of the parishes in Lewis, you had a list of all the households in 1819 and whether the people were educated or not. Educated probably meant they could sign the name. So you have a list of all the households, and by this time they're starting to use English-style surnames rather than the patronymics. The fun is trying to match one with the other. Out of interest, nearly all the educated people were in the farmhouse. None of the subtenants were. Now, it stayed as a farm with subtenants until the 1850s. And then in 1855, we have a list of all the tenants and the rents they were paying. It's the original friend Duncan Morrison, the major, used to have in Stornoway, but he's gone missing since then, so I'm very lucky he let me take a copy of it. And it gives a list of 29 tenants who were in North Dell at that time. And you can split it up. There's so many in the Ballygreash, so many in this year, and so many on the moor side. The Ballygreash was originally part of the lands of the mill and farm, but it was settled by up to 10 families who came from Gress at back and got land there. The Leshier was the bit between that and the main village. But the mill was there, the farm was there, the croft was there. They were forever shifting bits of land, shifting the tenancy of them. And in the end, the Ballyshear went into the mill lands. You can still see just signs of it if you go down the road towards the shore in Dell and look over the dyke to the left-hand side. You can see some of the foundations of the houses in the Ballashia. And the Ballygree Ash. The moor crofts were on the moor side of the road and moor rubbish, so nearly all of them were given up very quickly. And that really gives you how the township developed. First of all in Arniston, then adding the Ballashia. Then the farm decided that they wanted some of the land in Arniston, and they gave up the land at the farmhouse, and that became Crofts as well. So it's great fun trying to plot around how the different bits move in their ownerships.